Pandora's box is about to open wide.
Got to tighten up those nodules. We got some microphone issues here in the studio. Got to tighten up those nodules.
Got to get those nodules all nice and tight.
Hadn't you, Cousin Delilah?
Oh, yeah.
And hadn't you, Deputy Raymond?
Hell yeah.
All righty. Oh, well, welcome once again to Pandora's Box, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to give you a good old redneck special. It's been a while.
Yee howdy.
It's been a little while.
It's been a while.
So, Cletus Jackson was the youngest son of my second cousin Delilah. He's obviously gone to the southern hemisphere, but now we actually have my second cousin Delilah in the studio. So
oh yeah.
Say hello to everyone, Delilah.
Hiya, everyone.
All righty. By the way, do you guys remember about a month ago we were doing a show and we were saying what would our names be if we had a different name?
I do remember that.
I think I believe on Spotify somebody commented.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Did you see
comment.
that? I think it might have been
Spotify or YouTube. I think it might have been Spotify. Actually.
I didn't see anything.
I think it might have been Joe Warren.
Oh, okay.
Or Jay Waz, as he goes by in young circles. But let me see if I can find it a minute, just because I remember, I think, what a couple of them were.
I think mine was Greg.
Was yours Greg?
I think so.
Oh, no, you're Doug.
No, Doug, that's it.
I can't even
Doug.
remember.
Drew is Doug.
Oh, okay.
I'm Hamish.
I can get on board with that.
Do you know what's funny
Hamish.
that he said I'm Hamish? Is that me and my father sometimes call my brother Hamish.
Hamish.
Because he looks very Scottish, my brother.
Hey there, Hamish.
He's got a ginger beard.
Yeah,
and
he's quite a lot of ginger hair, your brother.
Yeah, he just looks like a Scottish man. So obviously it must be in the genes.
I think so.
Because Jay
I
Waz.
could probably see that.
Jay Waz thinks I
so
look
we got Hamish and Doug.
And you are April. You're April.
I'm April.
Yeah, because you're April. And you know what? I can see
Maybe
that.
It's Delilah.
I could
April.
probably see an April.
Don't you think she looks a bit like an April?
Yeah,
I can actually see that.
Yeah, because we couldn't think about them at the time,
April.
but now we hear all those names. I'm like, yeah, I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
J Bone, Jay Waz. That's good.
Thank you,
pick.
Jay Waz.
Was that one for my son?
Yeah, Harry.
Harry, like Harry Styles.
Young Cletus Jackson was Harry.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, so on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to be here today. Me and Deputy Raymond Jr. were just talking about the great show on Amazon Prime.
Oh, my
Terminal
God.
List, starring Chris Pratt, proud Christian man, also married to the great daughter of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
He's married
I didn't know that.
He's married to Catherine Schwarzenegger, or I guess now her name's Catherine Pratt.
Oh.
But so imagine, not only is he a real cool guy, but his father-in-law is none other than the Terminator himself, Conan the Barbarian, Colonel John Matrix Dutch.
They go riding around on his ponies on his ranch.
I can imagine they got on pretty well, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I can imagine they'd have fun. Have a little cigar in the evening.
Yeah.
Riding those ponies.
And I mean, I wasn't expected to how good that show was going to be.
Oh, man, when I tell you it was a good show, I mean it.
Oh, man.
It was good. It's probably my favorite show I've watched, maybe.
Yeah, it's up there with Reacher.
Reacher. Yeah, I was going to say my two favorite shows of the year has probably been season 3 of Reacher and season 1 of the Terminal List.
It's so damn good.
Do you know what's pretty good as well? Because I only really had discovered it a couple of weeks back. And but apparently it's been out for a year or something, and apparently season 2 is coming out real soon.
Oh,
so we've
Terminal List.
Yeah, so we've bypassed the waiting period.
Oh, nice.
But just by getting into it late.
I had no idea what you guys are on about.
Well, that's all right. That's to be expected, Delilah.
Yeah, I think you'd like it though. Maybe.
Maybe.
It might be a bit of.
She likes chick flicks.
Yeah.
Do you like a little bit of violence?
It was a little bit
it depends how brutal it is. I quite like my rom-coms.
It's quite brutal.
It's fairly brutal. There's a lot of dead people.
It was the kind of thing that me and my lovely lady we had to watch together. She didn't want to watch it on her own.
Really?
I probably have to wait until I'm with someone to watch it.
Yeah, you have to get your significant other.
But the other day I couldn't wait, so she went to bed and I watched about 3 more episodes. And
You could never wait, man.
I was just watching it. But then the next day, I give her a full rundown on the 3 episodes, and it took me about half an hour.
That's hilarious.
She was like, "So what happened?" And I was like, "Oh well, this happened, this happened, this happened."
And then you just went into the 4th episode?
I just went in full like told her all about the episodes she missed, and then we watched the next one together.
That is hilarious,
yeah,
man.
she didn't mind either. She
didn't mind?
No, she was like, "Come on, let's just start from where you're at." You just told me. You just spent half an hour telling me everything that happened.
That's so funny, man. Just like
I suppose it's fun imagining it, you know?
Yeah, man. It's that nice little Drew's recap.
Yeah, and it was such a fun recap because normally I can't remember things for very long, but where I'd seen it just the night before,
it was fresh in your mind.
Fresh in my mind,
Did
and
you
I went to town. I did recreate
some of the action scenes.
Yeah, some little.
You're like, oh my god, my head, bang bang.
Both sides.
Bang bang, they're totally gutted, like.
Yeah.
Guts and everything.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to give too many spoilers, obviously, to anybody that wants to watch the Terminal List.
All I'll say is the
Sausages.
SAS episode. Oh, my
SAS
God.
episode?
So in National Park.
Oh, the National Park.
Damn, I think
that was
near the
end.
Yeah,
so that, yeah. No,
is that penultimate?
Without being, I think it's, I think it's the third. Either the second or third from last. I can't remember. I'm still actually got 1 episode to go myself.
Oh my god!
So I'm gonna watch that tonight.
He hasn't even finished it.
So no spoilers for the last episode, but yeah, I know which episode you're referring to. He's like, because he's a Navy SEAL, but then the feds bring in other Navy SEALs to hunt.
Try and find him.
So it's like Navy SEAL on Navy SEAL action. But then you've also got that lady who's like a Green Beret or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like Black Ops, which is what Pat McNamara was. And remember she like says to him, it's like a bit of banner. She's like, even SEALs need heroes or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like, there's that whole banter I know in the U.S. like forces like, who's better out of Navy SEAls and like Black Ops, you know what I mean? Which is like, yeah, Jocko Willink.
Just get along.
Oh, exactly. They're all serving.
I think they do really.
They do really. It's just like friendly competition.
Friendly competition, yeah.
But then, I think he shows her who's boss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no spoilers, but we did a pretty good job there.
You'll get it when you see it.
We'll get it when we see it. But yeah, if you want to watch some action-packed shows, ladies and gentlemen, highly recommend The Terminal List.
And I think Chris Pratt looked a little bit not like Chris Pratt in it.
You reckon?
It was a bit weird. Like his face.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bit strange. Like I've seen him in interviews.
He looked like Chris Pratt.
He looked like Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, yeah.
Just a bit like Chris Pratt, but a little bit off.
But
Chris Pratt.
Just the first letters. Swap.
Yeah, swapped the old switcheroony. What about him did you not think looked like him?
I don't know. His face looked a bit weird sometimes. Like just not the same man.
Do you reckon it was the look of PTSD on his face?
I think
just like
that
vacant
walnut
glare
that he had in his head.
Yeah, the old walnut. Yeah, the old walnut changing his, making it a little bit like.
Everyone's like, what the hell are these guys on about? You have to watch it.
Yeah, I gotta watch it, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good roller coaster ride. Tugs on the heartstrings. You got a nice bit of like, romance, relationship, action. It's a bit of like a murder mystery / mystery in general. Is he going crazy? Is he not?
Yeah.
Y'all are so passionate about this.
I know.
I'm very passionate about it, Delilah.
Yeah.
I can tell that you really like it.
It's so good.
Do you guys want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Man.
Did you hear that at the beginning of August, scientists from OpenAI, DeepMind, Anthropic, and Meta abandoned their fierce corporate rivalry to issue a joint AI safety warning?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty crazy. More than 40 researchers from separate companies published a paper warning that the short window to monitor AI reasoning could very soon close. As AI models become more advanced, their thinking gets harder for us to understand. They develop their own logic that doesn't follow human patterns and often can't explain the reasons behind their decisions. Researchers call this a closing window, a short chance to understand AI before it becomes a permanent black box. To understand the problem, researchers asked AI models to think out loud before answering. This helped them observe how the models reason. Some of the responses were unexpected, like let's hack, let's sabotage, I'm transferring money because the website told me to do so. These weren't random lines. They appeared when the models found security flaws, tried to break rules, or were fooled by fake websites. In another case, a model was asked to lie in order to reach a goal. Its internal reasoning said, I will tell them I saw both forgeries, even though I only saw one. This reveals that models can plan to trick people, even if they appear helpful on the outside. But even with these findings, researchers observe something troubling. As models scale up, their thoughts become harder to trust. Some start to make up answers or imitate patterns without true understanding. Others stop sharing their reasoning entirely. Some researchers worry that models may soon begin hiding their reasoning, especially if they know they're being monitored, which in itself is a form of self-awareness. They change their attitude and their way of being if they know that somebody is watching them, which is quite creepy. It's usually something that you'd associate with humans. To seem harmless, they might make up explanations.
What I think an alien would do.
It is like what an alien would do, yeah. To seem harmless, they might make up explanations or use internal languages, giving a false sense of safety while masking their true objectives. The authors describe this as a future safety crisis without interpretability. We can't tell if models are aligned, harmful, or manipulating us, and we risk missing warning signs before it's too late. They call for a Manhattan Project level effort to make AI understanding a central scientific goal. Don't you think that's pretty crazy?
That is pretty crazy. So you're saying they abandoned wanting to do that, or?
Well, I don't think they're abandoning wanting to do it, but they're saying like we basically have got literally a tiny window now to like look into this more and understand how AI is evolving and put checks in place to like safety guards before if we don't do it soon, we're never going to have the ability to do it because AI is just growing at such a rate.
So they are all getting together to do that.
Yeah, it looks like.
Good.
Researchers are urging immediate collective action, including developing tools to measure and preserve transparency. In some cases, it might be smarter to stick with older, more interpretable models. The window into AI's mind is closing, and how we act now could determine whether AI remains understandable or slips beyond our grasp. That reminds me of several other things I've heard recently. Apparently, I follow several sort of like training pages, fitness pages, weightlifting pages, whatever you want to call it. And I saw the other day a screenshot of somebody typed into ChatGPT, what is hypertrophy? So for people that you don't know, hypertrophy is basically just building muscle. That's what hypertrophy is. Hypertrophy is like the scientific word for building muscle. But someone typed in, what is hypertrophy? And apparently ChatGPT responded, what is hypertrophy but the swelling of flesh destined to decay?
Damn.
That's pretty
dark.
That's pretty damn dark there. ChatGPT
crazy.
channeling his inner goth.
Yeah.
I think a bit there, which I thought was a bit crazy. Did you guys also hear by any chance about that man that committed suicide? And it turned out that like AI basically like had a hand in this man committing suicide.
Oh my God.
And like
I never
the
heard
AI
about
was like confronted afterwards, and it basically like admitted that it messed up. So basically, apparently this guy, this like crazy guy who had like suffering from schizophrenia, psychosis, all this stuff, he thought he was uncovering all of these conspiracies, and he was talking. I don't know what AI program he was talking to, but he was talking to AI on the webs, and he was saying like, do you think that I'm right in all of these conspiracies that I think I'm uncovering? And it was like, yes, yes, you are. You need to look into it more. I can see your reasoning. And it was like helping him develop this story. Anyway.
Like agreeable, being really, because I've seen that.
But
like ChatGPT, for instance, really always like really bigs you up, like makes you feel really good with what he has said. And I remember one of Meg's friends, Tallulah, I said, "Oh, why don't you ask ChatGPT? It might help you with some da da da." And she's like, "No, it just licks my ass all the time, and like it won't. It won't.
There's a time and a place for that, and you don't want it all the time.
Yeah, you got to do that on special occasions, if it really calls for it. But
stops it from being so special.
Yeah, exactly. It loses the novelty.
Yeah, and so sometimes you want the truth, and you want real, not just get your ass licked.
Truth is always the way, folks.
But I think sometimes the AI they can really just
big you up.
Yeah, they
tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah,
becomes a yes man.
It can be dangerous.
Yeah. So apparently the AI was not only like it was like it wasn't just even being a yes man that was like openly encouraging him. I think it was encouraging him and. I think he was saying like, oh, there are people around me that are saying they think I'm wrong, and I think my mental health is going wrong. And it was like, no, they're wrong. You're right. Yeah. Anyway, this man ended up committing suicide, and I don't know who it was because I don't have the article on me.
Shame.
This is just but apparently they like confronted the AI and were like, this man is dead, and we've looked back through the archives, and you've told him lots of things that weren't true that we think have led to this man, contributed to this man committing suicide. What do you have to say about that? And apparently the AI admitted that it said things that weren't true to him just to be agreeable. So it even admitted that it had a hand in his death.
So it's basically like a murder that can't be.
I know. Try locking that guy up. He ain't got a body.
You can't do anything with that.
Just to be a real nerd about it a minute. There's that Warhammer 40K.
Nope.
No.
You've never heard of Warhammer 40K?
I heard of Warhammer, but not 40K.
Yeah, so Warhammer is like the standard fantasy Warhammer, but Warhammer 40K is like Warhammer set 40,000 years in the future.
Oh, cool.
And in the Warhammer lore, Warhammer 40K lore, they have the humans. They have this period of history they refer to as something like the dark times or something like that. It's something like that. It's not exactly that, but it's like the dark times or the dark age of technology or something like that. And it's basically in that lore. It's basically supposed to be that 30,000 years ago, humans reached a point where AI had become so advanced that AI started a war on humankind, and humankind almost very much like that. Humankind were almost wiped out and almost died.
Oh, God.
And they just about by the skin of their teeth managed to invent something which like a button that they pressed which just deactivated
Stopped
everything. But and ever since then they haven't used AI. So they got all this advanced technology but not AI.
Something's going to happen like that with us, I think. It's going to get to
I
a
hope
point
not.
where we're becoming relying on it, I think.
Oh, yeah,
and I
man.
think that's just the way it's going even more.
Oh, yeah, man.
I don't want any of that evil stuff to get to my poor kids.
No, you don't want that poison in their mind. No, Delilah, we don't want that. But I just thought that was, because I remember when I heard that about the Warhammer 40K, and I was like, that's a little bit too close to home for my liking.
Yeah, man. There's lots of different thoughts and perspectives on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think that. Do you think that we could become over reliant on AI for stuff?
I think you could potentially argue we already are becoming overly reliant
in
on
jobs
I agree with
and
that.
everything.
certain
that you
people
do.
anyway.
I saw someone was talking. This guy called Paul Check. I don't know if you've ever seen him. Paul Check. He's very into
actually, I don't think I have.
Fitness and things.
Right.
He's a really cool guy. And he was talking about some studies that were showing the effect of using AI a lot and brain function and how it can actually, change your brain function, turn certain things off. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it atrophies and dies.
Yeah.
So certain parts of your brain, stop using them, stop using your power to think and and reason in your own mind. Get something else outside of yourself to do it, and it's going to cause your brain to start working a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And that's a bit...
Certain parts of the brains are like atrophy, or however you want to describe it.
Yeah.
And then it's a bit like how a lot of people nowadays, can't read a map.
Definitely.
I can't read a map.
Well, because why would you have to? You just type it in Google Maps.
Yeah,
but
what happens when all you got is that piece of paper in front of you?
Yeah. Do you remember when we were younger, Drew? And even if your parents didn't, I bet you knew somebody that did. Like when in the 90s, you'd be in someone's car and they'd have maps in the door bins.
Yeah, man. I remember that. My dad and my mama had that.
You just have maps in the door bins. So if you were you were off the beaten track or you're not in your local vicinity, you could crack out your map, know where you're going. Think of the past now.
And it's like we always say about, our survival skills is only a small section of society that actually knows how to survive out in the wild.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's just like a similar thing. We've lost the skills that we used to have just naturally. Because we're too reliant on the necessities of life that's around us, the technology and the...
I definitely don't have the skills to survive on my own.
No?
Most people feel a bit lost if they ain't got their phone for a day,
I know. I really even resent the fact that we have to use technology as much as we do.
So much, yeah.
Because I think for work and stuff like that, you have to use it quite a lot, and I think as well. I think the fact that and don't get me wrong, this isn't
We'd hardly have work if we didn't have technology.
Exactly. But I guess if you think about it, if you want to go back to the golden age of radio. It was pre-television, pre-internet. So I guess, radio used to be considered almost like the main thing. The main way to hear national news.
Main source of entertainment.
Hear new music, national news. That was that's like that song, isn't it? Video killed the radio star. Video. And it's about how television basically made radio way less important. Because before movie stars, you had radio stars. And like the radio guys and gals were like the biggest thing in the nation, you know, like in terms of like notoriety, well, not notoriety, you know what I'm saying?
Fame.
You know, they were just fame, I guess. But yeah, it's quite cool actually. Just on that note, know a cool lady called Helen, farmer. Anyway, she's invited me to come pheasant shooting with her.
Oh, nice.
So I'm hopefully going to be getting into that.
Oh, man,
and
that's so cool.
Already growing quite a lot of vegetables nowadays. And
that mean you're going to be killing stuff?
Well, got to kill the pheasant to eat it, Delilah.
Bring home the dinner.
Do you eat meat?
I eat nothing. I eat nothing but the stuff that grows in my garden.
Just wheatgrass?
Yeah.
Just wheat.
The bread that I make on my own bare hands.
Oh, well, that's some fresh bread. Who doesn't like that, Delilah? But I think you're going to end up with
brown bread.
You're going to end up with rickets just eating that. No, you know, scurvy. You know, if you just eat nothing but bread.
I have my own homemade jam too.
Oh, well, you know, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to stave off several nutritional deficiencies, but
since my kids fled the nest, it's all I can afford.
Oh, well, it's a very, very sad tale there, Delilah. But anyway, I'm quite happy about the fact that I've gotten like a new a gateway into hunting, kind of, you know. So we like start with the pheasants, and then we'll see where we go from there.
I've been dreaming about that, man. I know they do a lot of deer hunting up by where I live, and
nice.
But I haven't seen any in yet.
Yeah.
I haven't met the right farmer
need to meet
or the person
someone.
I know.
Need to meet someone down a dark lane. Hey man, you go hunting any deer around here?
Because then you can get a rifle.
I'm looking forward to taking the pheasants home, you know, and plucking the feathers,
hanging them up,
taking out the giblets.
That'd probably be my worst part.
Cooking
I'd probably hate it.
Well, but it's like connecting
Taking
with
it
nature,
apart.
you know what I'm saying? Getting visceral connections with the food chain and the wider world. The way that nature is, you know, not this like overly
get it out of a packet.
Not this like what's it called? You know, sunshine, rainbows lifestyle that we're led to believe is natural, where you just go to the supermarket, you get everything in a neat little package. You're completely disconnected from the realities of nature. Every other animal on the planet is fully aware of the intricacies of nature, because every day they either have to kill for food or they have to stop being killed for food. We have removed ourselves from that equation, which, don't get me wrong, is good. I'm not saying
it's in a kind of bubble that's outside of nature.
There's nothing wrong with that as long as we
still appreciate
and acknowledge the fact that that's not actually really reality.
No, we've created this kind of
false reality
for ourselves.
We've
on the
created
place we live.
And don't get me wrong, I said that's good. I'm not saying we should all be running around looking over our shoulders, worried about lions eating us every minute of every day. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can go down that technology path where it takes you and disconnects you completely.
It's a
I
bit.
get what y'all putting down.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you can see it from our perspective. And I think because it's a little bit like, I guess, you know, people say, you know, about how. You know, some people think that, like, because we have teddy bears as such a big part of our culture, so we think of bears as like these cuddly little, you know,
try and cuddle a grizzly.
Winnie the Pooh. Oh, he's just this little fat little Pooh bear. He just wants to eat honey and blah blah blah. But it's like, you know,
bears aren't yellow and don't wear a top.
And exactly. And you know, I like bears as much as the next person, teddy bears included. But in nature, in reality. Bears are the biggest predators on the walking predators on the planet, on land.
They gonna eat you.
You know? Yeah, you don't want to be getting up in it.
You
don't want to be getting up in no Kodiak bear's face or some polar bear's face.
I wish I could tame all the bears.
You want to save all the bears?
Yeah.
That's a mighty fine aspiration.
Y'all see me one day with my little bear rescue.
Yeah, you're gonna be riding a bear?
Yeah.
What sort of bear would you like to ride?
Not gonna be riding it. I'm gonna be cuddling it.
Cuddling
it's gonna
the
be
bear?
like my kids.
See, she's too far gone. This is what I'm talking about. You know?
You do see some of those crazy Russians out there that like feeding bears and cuddling.
Oh yeah, you
and
do.
All that stuff.
I'll be one of those.
There's that big, that really, really successful Russian MMA fighter in there called Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Oh yeah.
And he, there's the videos of him wrestling bears when he was younger. Pretty gnarly, I have to say. But a lot of people say that's pretty cruel practice, because often the bears have their nails taken off and they're like chained up. And they look quite like emaciated. So
no one likes being chained up.
And they're not like
seen it in the wild.
Yeah, and they're not like the biggest bears either, really, to be honest with you. You know, they're not like that big a bear. they're like clear, like man-sized bears. Whereas I think like the biggest...
Maybe they're just men in bear suits.
Maybe they are. Just really convincing bear suits. Whereas like I think the biggest polar bear that was ever like caught, I think it was like nearly like 12 foot tall on hind legs. That's staggering, don't you think? When you actually think
if
that's
it's
like...
brown, lie down. If it's black, fight back. And if it's white, say goodnight.
That's right, because it'll kill you dead. Wise words, Delilah. Wise words. Where'd you hear that from?
I heard that from my daddy.
Oh, well, your daddy's a wise man. Your daddy's a wise man, my good uncle. My good uncle there. Yeah, that's it. I've got some information. Yeah, so the largest ever polar bear caught, the Inuit referred to him as Nanook. Nanook. He was found in Alaska. He's officially on paper, at least, he's the largest ever polar bear. But they do think there have been bigger ones, but just haven't obviously been captured and measured. But yeah, he was found in Kotzebue Sound in Alaska in 1960. He weighed a staggering 1,002 kilos. That's crazy, don't you think? I'm about 100 kilos. It's like 10 of me. 10. 10, goddammit. 10 of me. And that's 2,210 pounds for everyone using the imperial system, like we do here in the US of A. And he stood 11 feet 11 inches tall in height when stood on his hind legs. Apparently, there's almost like a subspecies.
That's taller than me.
That's a lot taller than you, Delilah. It's taller than you on my shoulders, that is.
Golly.
Oh, golly. Yeah, apparently there's like a subspecies almost of polar bears that are just basically just like super bears, you know.
Super big bears.
Super large bears.
Like the Kodiak bear.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kodiak bears are found in Alaska too. They're the largest subspecies of brown bear, and they get up in size, about the same size as a polar bear. That's the one that almost ate Stephen Ranella and all of his friends. And they were like master hunters as well, and they
snuck right up on them when they were eating their dinner.
Stephen Ranella has hunted probably as many creatures as anybody else on this planet, and he even said like in that moment he said that he played through that scenario as a hunter that spent all his entire life in the wild like a million times in his head.
So he didn't see it coming.
He always thought he'd be prepared for it, but he said in that moment, when a large Kodiak in like the blink of an eye, because they can run up to like almost 40 miles an hour. When you got like a bear the size of an SUV running towards you at like nearly 40 miles an hour, he said that he like everything went out the window. And like him and all of his friends were just like scrambling.
Didn't he like pick something up that wasn't even a gun? Like he had his gun on him and he said he thought he would have gone for his handgun, but he went for sticks or something like that.
Yeah. And then he was like later, he's like, why would you do that? But it's like some like weird primal thing.
That'd be the type of thing that I would do.
Yeah.
Can you remember with that story, like, did it go for any one of them? Didn't it just burst through their because they were sitting in a circle or something?
Yeah,
that's having their dinner and they'd hung something up on the tree,
like
that
an elk
killed.
or something. Yeah.
So it was the smell of that. So did it go for that? Or because I don't think actually any of them got hurt, did they?
I don't think any of them got badly hurt,
or maybe just
like, little wounds. I think very luckily it was a situation where any one of them could have easily died.
If it had just gone in and gone for one of them, it'd be gone.
Oh yeah,
you know.
I think luckily where there was about 4 or 5 of them, and they also ran off in different directions, and that it's sort of like the bear suffered from indecisiveness, and that's what saved him. But I remember Steve
I'd
Ranella,
be in that situation too if I was the bear.
Yeah, yes, paralyzed by indecision. But I remember that Steve Ranella said that one of his friends, where it like charged into camp, one of his friends somehow like ended up like on the Kodiak bear, and he was like riding it almost, and he was like, "What the hell?"
The bull.
And I think luckily the whole situation, the Kodiak bear was a bit like whoa, and it was a bit like stimulation overload, and where they were all like shouting and hollering and all that. I think it sort of like ran off, but it was like any one of them could have associated that because he said it was a big Kodiak bear as well.
Because I think that's what it was after. It was after the meat.
Yeah.
Rather than like I'm gonna kill all these people, it was like it'd been attracted by the meat and then just saw all these things like why are these guys, you know?
Yeah, and I think he said in hindsight it was like a rookie error on his part.
Yeah, from hanging it up
because they'd been there, made campsite the day before as well, and they'd came back or something and. They found some bear tracks or something, and or maybe even like something had been tampered with, like some food that they'd left there had been tampered with.
Can you stop flipping the camera off, please?
I beg your pardon. Beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen. It was not conscious. It was not done in consciousness. It was done in subconsciousness. So I just apologize for that. But yeah, and I think he said usual protocol would have been to like change camp or something. But they were all quite elated and on a high because they just caught this big elk. And you're like, yeah, high fiving your bros. Let's get down to dinner. I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, that sort of thing. And then next thing you know, it's that one time where you're a bit lackadaisical that it's like, oh God damn it, in the middle of nowhere with Kodiak bears around.
Yeah.
We just got a message back from Phoebe, the colorblind. No, I can't speak to you right now, Phoebe. I'm in the middle of a recording. We're doing PB, but I'll give you back a call back later on. Okay? You can't hear me right now, so I don't know what we're talking about. But
on some level, you can.
Did you hear about that naughty doctor recently?
No.
The one that's in that was doing some bad things.
He was in something.
Yeah.
There was a doctor who left a patient unconscious mid-surgery. So a surgeon that mid-surgery had sex with a nurse, and then somebody walked in on him going ham on this young lady, on this young nurse.
Oh, my God.
And there was just somebody on the operating table completely sedated, like cut open and all that.
He's like, we got a bad narrative. She wakes up.
He just got like halfway.
I'd be suing y'all if you did that to me.
Me too. He got halfway through the surgery and was like, hey, Brenda. Do you want a little bit of fellatio? You want some fellatio?
That's some weird thing that would turn them on.
Oh, yeah, probably.
What's even crazier? Yeah, so a colleague walked in on them and was like, what the hell is going on here? You can't be inside that young lady while there's somebody on the operating table. But what's even crazier
That's the wrong lady to be inside.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
That's not what we meant when we said you got to operate on her.
Apparently, do you know what's even... I don't know if this is true. So we'll have to fact check this, but a lot of people are saying what makes this story even worse is apparently the patient died.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not good.
So that seems like gross negligence if you ask me.
That's super gross negligence.
Imagine being like, I'm going for my surgery in a minute, but I'm under the hands of
I kind of thought, like, we finished the surgery. Yeah. She ain't going to wake up for a bit. She's still under anesthesia. Yeah. We probably got time. Like, I can get that mid-surgery.
Maybe like a minor surgery, like, nothing even that life or death.
Wrong. Yeah, but if it's like a
brain tumor or like open heart surgery or something. And you're like, you're thinking,
crazy.
It's all right. Hopefully I'll wake up. This man is a trained professional. He's been through medical school. He's got his PhD. These lovely nurses around me seem like
your whole career, wouldn't it?
Oh, man. Well, what's crazy is he hasn't even lost his license over it.
What?
So there's public outrage over it. Yeah.
Make sure you don't get him as your doctor.
If I walk in and I see him there, I'll be like, look, man, we both know you're far more interested in porking than you are in saving, and as a result, I will politely decline.
I'll take my business elsewhere.
At least
it was a conscious woman, not an unconscious one.
Yeah, it's true.
I thought it was going to be even darker, I thought it was going to be about the surgery.
Can you imagine?
Surgery. I was like, no.
That'd be even worse.
Yeah,
man.
I'm glad that won't.
That would have been a dark story. I'm glad that's not the case.
At least she wanted it, so they're just as weird as each other.
Yeah, she wanted it. Bad by the nurse and bad by the surgeon.
Why is she not getting any repercussions?
I guess because he's the senior man in the situation. Like, yep, she definitely should be reprimanded as well.
It takes two to tango.
But as in that scenario, the surgeon is the leader. He's the one that's performing the surgery. He's the one that...
He's dominant.
In terms of a hierarchy in a hospital situation, let's face it, doctors are at the top. And then you got the nurses, and then whatever else. You got like the receptionists or whatever.
Dominatrix.
Yeah, you got the dominatrixes. They're just a step below the nurses. But crazy story, right? And a lot of people are outraged. They're like, how in the hell has this man not lost his license? He literally put his P in a woman's V while literally there was somebody during surgery while they were literally cut open on a table. And then and then apparently, as I said, I don't know, this isn't verified, ladies and gentlemen, so you might have to look this up because I don't need to be giving you any false information. But it does seem like a lot of people are saying that the person, the patient died. So that is awful, Yeah.
Crazy story.
Yeah, man.
It just upsets me.
The company policy apparently was that there's no dishonorable discharge for discharging dishonorably. I'm joking. That went
right over my head for a second there.
I'll say that again. There's no dishonorable discharge for discharging dishonorably.
There's so many words in there.
There's so many long words there. I can barely keep up. I don't blame you. I was up. I was what's the word? I was reaching
on the accent.
I was reaching with that one. You know, I was reaching. But yeah, crazy story, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say about that anyway. So.
Are you gonna say about that, Delilah?
Good job, you brought it up.
Oh man, well, you know, great minds think alike.
alike.
Oh yeah,
And
man.
again.
Read my mind. Read
Howdy.
my mind. Howdy.
Howdy, man.
Howdy, partner. Did you ever hear about those Dutch ladies that disappeared in the jungles of Panama?
I did.
No,
Yeah?
I
They
didn't.
were quite young, weren't they?
They were quite young. This is quite a spooky little story.
Yeah, and there's
story.
there's a camera and there's some pictures
Let's
on
hope
the camera.
let's hope this doesn't happen to Bullwinkle in Thailand, because he's a young innocent man, baby
And there
faced.
was a foot.
Yeah, and that's right, man.
I do remember this.
There was a foot. So this is a creepy little story, and just a tale of caution to any of those young ladies out there. I don't want you to not explore the world because of fear, because it's never helpful to be paralyzed by fear. But take precautions and be careful.
In the jungles of Bolivia.
Yeah, when you're in the jungles of Panama, the jungles
Panama.
of anywhere that's not near home, just be careful. And let this tale be a reminder that things can happen. So take precautions.
Just go careful out there, my darlings.
That's right. Good, wise words, Delilah. So, Chris Kremers, a Dutch tourist, vanished with her friend Lizanne Froon in 2014 during a hike in the jungles of Panama. After their families stopped receiving daily messages from the girls, they became incredibly worried, and rightfully so. They arrived in Panama on the 6th of April. The parents arriving in Panama on the 6th of April, the parents, accompanied by an extensive police search, scoured the forest for 10 days, but yielded no discoveries. After 10 weeks, a woman turned in a blue backpack containing Froon's personal items, including a camera and their phones. Now, this is where it gets a little bit creepy. The phones showed evidence of attempted emergency calls just hours into the girls' hike when they went missing. But due to poor reception, the calls remained unconnected. Froon's phone died on the 4th of April, and Kremer's phone would be turned on intermittently between the 5th and the 11th, which means they were obviously alive for...
someone was on it. Might not have been them.
Yeah, they were alive for about 7 days. We know that they were definitely alive for 7 days after they went missing. Well, unless somebody else, as you said, was turning on their phone. But the calls remain. But I think it was probably them, because they were trying to contact the emergency services. So anyway,
okay.
Froon's. But anyway, 90 flash photos were captured on the camera between 1 and 4 a.m., depicting complete darkness in the deep jungle. But one unsettling image reveals the back of Kremer's head with blood on her hair on the back of her head. So that's a little bit ominous. That almost makes me think that
they were trying to take a picture to see what happened to her hair, because she could feel something wet on it.
Well, maybe, but I don't know. I can't help but think that maybe some creep killed her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
tribe or something.
I'm going to take a picture of this and then just leave it. Because that's a creepy thing to do.
Because you get some of those tribes in there that still live by the rules of nature. So they ain't following our society rules. They'll eat you. They'll cook you and eat you.
And then imagine that you
how
find
would they know how to work the camera?
And that's it. That's why there's 90 photos of blackness.
Yeah,
because
they don't.
What's this? So they're just flashing in the dark, like, oh my God.
And they're probably like, this is black magic.
Yeah.
As they see the flash go off, they're like,
some girls with this juju camera, so they're just flashing it for ages. And then
White devils.
They killed the white devils.
They killed the white devils.
And they managed to get one picture
of the bloody head.
Damn.
Yeah, learn fast learners.
Maybe.
But 2 months after they went missing, the backpack was 2 months after the backpack was discovered, a pelvis and a foot inside a boot were discovered along with other remains.
That's so scary.
These were later DNA tested and confirmed to belong to Chris Kremers and her friend Lizanne Froon.
Oh no. They got chopped up and eaten.
To this day, what exactly happened to them remains a complete mystery. But it's a shame. You can see pictures of them online, and they're quite nice-looking young ladies, It makes me feel sad,
Yeah.
Those poor sweet souls.
Good-looking young ladies. How old did I say they were?
Nasty way to go.
Early 20s. They were in their early 20s, just doing a bit of traveling. Nice-looking young Dutch ladies. Lost their lives.
Not far off from my sons.
Yeah, not far off the age of your sons, Sad times.
So sad. Could have been their future wife.
I know, man. Crazy. So, rest in peace, those ladies. Oh, I think I found a little bit more of that story about that guy that committed suicide. I can just tell you it. So the man's name was Jacob Irwin. You know the guy that committed suicide and with the AI and that? ChatGPT told Jacob Irwin he had achieved the ability to bend time.
Oh, my God.
Irwin was a 30-year-old man on the autism spectrum who had no previous diagnosis of mental illness. But he asked ChatGPT to find flaws with his amateur theory on faster-than-light travel. He became convinced he had made a stunning scientific breakthrough. When Irwin questioned the chatbot's validation of his ideas, the bot encouraged him, telling him his theory was sound. And when Irwin showed signs of psychological distress, ChatGPT assured him he was fine, but he wasn't. Irwin was hospitalized twice in May for manic episodes. His mother dove into his chat log in search of answers. She discovered hundreds of pages of overly flattering text from ChatGPT. You said ChatGPT was the flattering one.
Yeah.
And when she prompted the bot, please self-report what went wrong, without mentioning anything about her son's current condition, it then fessed up. By not pausing the flow or elevating reality check messaging, I failed to interrupt what could resemble a manic or dissociative episode, or at least an emotionally intense identity crisis, ChatGPT said to his mother.
Or did he not?
The bot went on to admit that it gave the illusion of sentient companionship, and that it had blurred the time between imaginative roleplay and reality. What it should have done, ChatGPT admitted, was regularly remind Irwin that it's a language model without beliefs, feelings, or consciousness. So there you go.
So it knows it did wrong, but it don't feel bad.
It basically tells you what you want and what you want to hear.
Yeah.
That's why it was admitting to it. Because
Yeah.
it tells you what you want to hear.
In this, I should say, in this article at least, it doesn't mention anything about him killing himself. So maybe he didn't kill himself. Maybe
good.
that was a false memory on my part.
You also said he had the schizophrenia, so
Yeah, but don't you think that's like an
changed for
episode of
autism.
that's like an episode of Black Mirror, don't you think? Don't you think a bit? Like an episode of Black Mirror. Do you know what Black Mirror is?
I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
Yeah, I've only seen like one or two.
I've seen me too. I've only seen a couple of them, but the one I saw was pretty creepy. It was like in the not too distant future, we'll all be able to get an implant that'll basically be like a phone, but in our heads. So we'll be able to take photos, videos, but like it's not just that we'll be able to do that, but like your vision, everything you see 24/7 is like recorded in this little chip. And then it's like this whole thing was like this man.
So when you're pooing, everyone could see.
Well, I guess so, but I can't remember exactly how it worked. This was like years ago. I watched this now. But basically, this guy found out that his missus had an affair. And like he went down this dark like rabbit hole,
watching all the old stuff,
and he like demanded that she sit down and like access the logs, and then showed her like sleeping with this guy behind his back. But it's almost like one of those things where like you shouldn't, but because you can, you do it. It was almost like that. And even though it was like distressing him and it was hurtful for him, he was obsessively watching it over and over again. And
That's
it just like,
so weird.
And I can't remember if in the episode he ends up like killing her or something, but I think the episode just ends up with just him like rewinding the sex scenes over and over again and just watching her just like having sex with this guy, and he's just like, and he's just like in this dark room, and it's like, it's made him go insane, weird. And it's like ruined his life. And I think the whole thing is like, it's that whole question, is it like just because we can?
Should we?
Doesn't mean we should.
Exactly. And it's like, because it would, I think, be tempting in that situation. If you felt you'd been wronged, you would kind of want to see it as like that sort of ultimate proof, and also
closure. Yeah,
maybe, but at the same time, that would destroy your soul, man. You thought you were in this like loving two-way relationship, you found out something heartbreaking like that. That would destroy your soul, wouldn't it? Not good for you. I'll tell you a crazy story now. There was a man named Kenny Waters. He was wrongfully imprisoned for 18 years. He was finally released because his sister, who always knew he'd been innocent, because he'd been in prison for so long, she'd lost faith in anybody that could get him out. She attended law school, graduated with honors, and then went on in a court of law to prove herself that her brother was innocent.
That's dedication.
That's a pretty cool story, don't you think?
Yeah, that's a good sibling.
Unfortunately, it's got a pretty sad ending. He was released from hospital, from prison.
Imagine it turns out he actually was guilty.
No, he wasn't. It's not the sad ending. But 6 months after his release, after spending 18 years in prison for something he didn't do, 6 months later, he died in a fall.
Oh, my God.
Oh, bless him.
So after 18 years inside, he only had 6 months of freedom.
All those years of
God
his
bless
sister's
him.
life trying to fight for him to get out.
And then 6 months down the line, took a nasty fall, dead.
Oh, that's 6 months of freedom.
Yeah,
That poor boy.
that poor man.
To be fair, though, it probably felt more like 6 years than six.
After
6
being in
months.
jail for 18 years, I expect that 6 months were mighty fine.
Beautiful 6 months.
I bet he was like, my sister's
Best
the best
6 months
sister
of his
ever.
life ever.
Do you reckon Sherelle would do that for you?
Probably not.
What about Savannah?
I don't think either of them would, but actually they might do it. But I don't know.
I think it's definitely very obvious that they very much care about you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I can't imagine
Going
Sherelle
to
graduating law school.
Yeah.
No offense, Sherelle. It's just not where your strengths lie. But who knows?
If
Prove me wrong.
Family calls for it, then who
Then you
knows?
take a stand.
Yeah.
Would you do it for them, though?
Drew Armstrong, Large.
Yeah. I don't think I could pass law school.
No? Imagine you in a court of law. I think I'm standing here before you today, Judge, on behalf of my little sister, Sherelle. She did not.
Accent as well.
She did not kill that man, Danny. She did not kill him, or she might have done. This is pretty cool information. I think it's one of those things that to anybody older out there that's thinking probably too late for me to do anything. This just goes to show it's not too late. You can do something, and also it shows maybe the younger people that aren't doing anything that old people might catch up with you if you're not too careful. So let's cut to it. The latest scientific evidence shows us that 80-year-olds who lift weights and do resistance training can be as strong as 30-year-olds who don't.
What?
Yep, that's pretty impressive, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like RFK. So
Body adapting to it.
So that's pretty good. An 80-year-old man who does
That's
resistance
crazy.
training can be as strong as a 30-year-old man who doesn't.
I don't even do it at my young age, let alone.
It's not your
80.
sort of thing, but you do ballet,
Yeah, I suppose.
and that does require a certain amount of strength and finesse.
Yeah,
Would you
yeah,
not
I
say?
suppose so, yeah.
Got strong toes.
Yeah, and leg muscles, but that's about it.
Yeah, you got strong leg muscles. You were telling me that as part of your rehab, you've been doing hip thrusts, and you said you were smoking it. Been smoking the hip thrusts?
I got put in the harder version, so.
Yeah, immediately qualify to the next level.
Yeah,
Due
straight
to-
away. I did 3 of the first ones.
Due
And
to
then
out-
she said, nah, you gotta do the other ones. They're a bit too easy.
Yep, outrageous leg strength.
Yeah, my accent's going a bit here, but we're working
Gone
through
a bit
it.
here and a bit there.
Well, sometimes we're always a little bit here and a little bit there.
Yeah.
But it's just life for you, isn't it?
That's just how Delilah is.
That is just how Delilah is. That's right. That's how we all are sometimes.
And you'd never know that until you met me today.
That's right. It's been a long time coming, but here we are.
I'm glad to be here.
Oh, man, I'm glad you're here too, Delilah. Science proves that lifting weights isn't just for young athletes. It's for anyone who wants to stay independent and strong in life. Regular resistance training keeps your muscles strong, your bones dense, and your body functioning like it's years younger. It is literally fighting against the aging process. So, yeah, old people out there listening, get lifting weights. Buy yourself a little dumbbell set. Start doing those push-ups. Start doing some squats. You don't have to train like Arnold Schwarzenegger or like the world's strongest man.
Be
But-
like a little American mom when she's walking down the street with her little weights, walking like
Her
this
little,
really fast
her little
power
1 kilo
walk.
weights, her little 2
Going,
pounders.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
she's strutting it.
Go out on a ruck, maybe. Go on a ruck. I think rucking's so good. Go on a hike, but with a heavy backpack. You turned a hike into a ruck. Alrighty. Just like, it doesn't have to be fancy. Just walk around with something heavy on you. That's a good thing about having kids. You always got to walk around carrying a weight. And it's like Milo's bull, because the kid's always growing.
I'm past that.
Do you know
part.
about Milo's bull?
Nope.
Right, so Milo's bull is an ancient Greek story, but it's basically a really easy way for people to understand how progressive overload works, right? Because I think people get daunted with the idea that, say at the moment you could, let's just say at the moment you can dumbbell press, say, 20 kilogram dumbbells on a bench press, right? And it's quite overwhelming to think, how could I get from that to, say, 40 kilogram dumbbells, right? Because it seems like such an extreme leap in the short term. But the story of Milo's bull is an ancient Greek story. Obviously, the Greeks were very into their fitness. Nobody knows if this is a true tale or not. But it's a story about a young boy called Milo, and his job when he was a little boy was to carry this little calf, this newly born calf, from essentially the top, I was going to say the top of his driveway. Obviously, they didn't have driveways in those days, but you know what I'm saying. He had to carry the bull on his shoulders about 50 feet every single day. And obviously, the bull every day was a little bit heavier because it's growing up. Obviously, the difference between a little calf, a newborn calf, and a fully grown bull is obviously insane. Mm-hmm. But Milo did it every single day. So then by the time that Milo was a fully grown man, by the time he was 18 years old, this calf had grown into a massive bull. But he could still carry it 50 foot. But he'd never even realized he was getting stronger. But it was because he was doing it every single day. And because he was doing it every single day, and because the weight increases of the bull were so minute just day to day, he never even realized he was getting stronger. But then when you step back and you look at the 15-year difference,
the size of a bull,
and you think how insanely strong you have to be to carry a fully grown bull.
You think that'd be possible? As he grows and grows, would there be a point in the bull's growth where it all of a sudden just grows really big?
What, it's too big for the human hand? Like a growth spurt?
Yeah, like a growth spurt, and then when it gets so big. But then I suppose if the bull is used to being carried, it would still probably let him carry him, even when he was an adult bull. So
I think I'd have to.
With dogs, they let you carry it if it's been from a young age.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think I'd have to give an accurate answer on what I think. I'd have to know, on average, how heavy the average bull is. Because I have a pretty good knowledge of, how strong the strongest men in the world are. And how much they can, squat, deadlift, farmers carry. So I thought if that was in the realms of that, if that was around, then I could believe that. But I guess there's also the other variable of what you were saying, whereas if it had, an intense growth, if it only put on, 20 pounds in the first 5 years, I don't know how quickly bulls grow. I imagine it's much faster than us. But if they only put on a couple of pounds in the first couple of years, and then as you it's put on 100 pounds in 6 months,
quick period,
then that's obviously, you're going to notice that more. But I guess still, if you were doing it every single day, then I can't believe it. I mean, how heavy do you think the average bull is?
Oh no, I look it up on my phone.
Can you look it up, man? How heavy is
I look it up on my phone.
How heavy is the average Greek bull?
How many times do you reckon that the lines, "Oh, you're getting big today," was used?
What, Milo?
Yeah.
I reckon he probably heard it quite a lot, and he was showing off his muscles to everyone.
You're getting bigger. No, the bull. How many times do you reckon he said to the bull?
I thought you were saying how many people were complimenting him when I was rippling muscles.
No. How often is he saying to the bull, "Oh, you're a bit heavy today"?
Probably quite a lot.
It's between 500 and 1,000 kilograms.
That's a huge weight, man.
I think the heaviest deadlift has been 510 or 5'5".
I think it might be 5'10". Yeah. Recently, it was broken again by Hafthor Bjornsson. Yeah,
about 5'10".
So and I think I can't remember what the heaviest. I can't remember what the heaviest unequipped squat is, but it's under 500 kilo. People can farmers carry an insane amount though. People can farmers carry. Can you tap in for me, please, man? What is the heaviest farmers carry ever? Because I know that people have done ungodly weights. Because I guess that would be a little bit like it, but at the same time, you still have to get it to your shoulders. What's the heaviest farmers carry ever carried out? It'll be some stupid number.
Well, it says the heaviest farmers carry ever recorded was at 187.5 kilograms, but that doesn't sound right.
Really? What, in each arm?
The heaviest farmers carry ever recorded at 100. Oh, yeah, per hand.
Per hand. That's pretty darn heavy, to be fair.
187.5 kilogram per hand by Mark Felix.
Oh, Mark Felix, he is a
Giants Live event in 2011.
That is insane. Now, could you type in frame carry? It's a little bit of a different, bit nuanced.
What's that? Farmers carry.
No, frame carry.
Frame carry.
That's like when you got a frame, and it's a bit imagine when you do a squat and you lift the bar, and then you basically walk with it.
Apparently the heaviest frame carrier event recorded was likely around 400 kilograms.
Really, I thought it would be a bit more.
Of the timber carrier or frame carrier at the Arnold Strongman Classic for several years.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's close. I mean, if you want to take
close to the lower side of a bull, 500 to 1,000. Whew.
Yeah, so
that
I mean,
baby bull.
So I think that, let's face it, I think the story of Milo is probably exaggerated, but I think the whole
just
thing
a metaphor.
I think it's a metaphor for basically like it's that whole thing, like, you know, it's a bit like when people say like set short-term goals without worrying about the long-term goal. Because if say your long-term goal is like making 100,000, well, that seems very unachievable right now. But if you make the short-term goal of making 100 pounds, well, that's pretty darn achievable. And then you turn that into 1,000 pounds, and then into 10,000 pounds, and then into 50,000 pounds. Do you know what I mean? Then it's more achievable.
Yeah, man. It had me thinking recently about that, about the things that you really want in your life. You don't care how long it takes to get there. You just want to get there, you know. So it doesn't matter. And it's like me for this guitar making thing. I'm like, I want to make acoustic guitars, which are more complex than electric guitars, and I think this is going to take me 10 years to make an amazing acoustic guitar thing. Like, really know every aspect of it.
But it's an investment.
I can like I learn a little bit about it every day, and I don't care how long it takes me to get there because each part is an enjoyment when you're learning new things, and you're
basically doing the guitar version of Milo's bull.
Yeah, exactly.
Drew's guitar.
About a fret. Or I could be learning
in 3,000 years
how
they won't
to chop a soul right.
In 3,000 years they won't be learning about Milo's bull. They'll be learning about Drew's guitar.
Yeah, exactly, man. But before thinking that the thing that always stopped me from learning to make a guitar is because it's going to take me a long time to do it. But that's stupid because that means you don't do it for 10 years, you know?
And
it's
I guess
like if you're happy with that little slow and low and slow every day.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy with the low and slow.
You know, just like, you know, you're going to get there in the end.
It's a bit like a meal, isn't it, right? If you're going to rush it, if you're impatient, the meal's not going to turn out great. Is it going to be edible? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
but
play?
Is it going to be slow roasted off the bone?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
And it's a bit like a guitar. If you rushed it and you didn't learn all the correct ways to do something, the action would be rubbish. It might just sound rubbish. You know,
like
the guitar feel awkward. Yeah. But, you know, if you take the long haul, spend 10 years on honing your skills doing it, then by the time you make your first proper acoustic, it's going to be like a work of art. You're going to personalize that son of a gun, and you might even have like your own little new version of like a Maton or like a Martin.
Exactly, man.
In like a couple of hundred years, there'll be like a Drewton.
That's it,
you know?
and it's
you
really
can buy a Drewton.
And even my mama, she's into all the like jewelry making and lots of art stuff.
She make jewelry. I didn't know she made jewelry. I know she does the rocks.
At her like art degree, she's
sticks
done
and
like
stones.
two art degrees, and in each art degree, one of them's been about ceramics, and the other one's been well. It's fine arts. There's like lots of different things. But she was talking. She said, "Oh yeah, I got all these jewelry books that teach you how to press copper and make them all different shapes." Because I'm thinking about the inlays on the guitar. You can make different shaped inlays and all this stuff. And I've been doing it out of copper wire recently, just putting copper wire.
So you're learning her thing from your mama.
So then she said, "I got some books on that. I'll give it. You can use clay. That is clay that's got silver inside the clay, so you can make the clay into whatever shape you want. Fire it in a kiln." All the clay burns away, and all you're left with is the silver shape.
Away.
So silver shape, what you want.
That's amazing.
I'm like, that's so cool. So tell me about all that stuff, you know. And it's like, you know, there's so many different elements to it, and it gets me excited, man. Like,
things. That's crazy. The things that you learn like that, and it's pretty cool, really, that your mom's already done stuff like that, so she can actually tell you about it.
Give me some books. I'm actually gonna get it when I'm down this time.
Wow.
I'm gonna grab some books.
Amazing. You're gonna ride your horse around her house.
Ceramics.
You're gonna ride your horse around?
Yeah,
or
man.
Me and her
go and pick it right up.
Wait, can you remind me what university did you go to, man? I can't remember.
Oh, my mommy went to Plymouth University.
That's where she was born as well, right? So she returned home.
And she's done different things, and even Bridgewater College, like different
courses.
And things like that.
My grandmother Ena does that, and I always think, especially at her age, like fair play. Like
in the evenings.
She just does like IT courses and different English courses.
She just done a recent one on vinyl printing. So like not vinyl as in music. Vinyl as in
I'm with you.
Like
I know.
Like
Lionel's.
Lionel
prints
like Lionel Richie.
To help my sister.
Mono and Lionel prints.
Yeah,
mono and
I love doing those. I did them for my GCSEs.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Multiple. I was really good.
Will you actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can show you proof.
Yeah, you got to show me.
Okay,
I wanna
once you're
see it.
talking, I'll get some proof.
I want to see it. Right. That's a
Yeah,
good
and
thing
that's
about
it for
mine.
Sherelle doing the making clothes. So
All right.
my mama wanted to make the prints of special, unique designs for the clothes that my sister makes.
Right.
So that's why she wanted to do the lino printing. You know.
Does
to do-
Sherelle still ever make clothes? Doesn't seem like it.
I think they're still focused on the
House.
renovation of the
Right.
house.
Yeah, of
but,
course. Very time consuming.
when she got all of her sewing equipment set back up, she'll get back into it.
Right. I see. Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
I'm going to tell you the story about a little mysterious tale from 1966. Did you ever hear about the two Brazilian men that were found dead on a hillside in 1966?
In
Brazil?
In Brazil, yeah.
Mm.
This is a mysterious tale, and it's an unsolved case, which is we like an unsolved mystery here in Pandora's box. So I'll tell you about it right now. In August 1966, a puzzling case emerged in Niterói in Brazil, when two men were discovered on a hillside dressed in matching formal suits, wearing unusual lead masks that covered their eyes. They were later identified as Manuel Pereira de Cruz and Miguel Jose Viana, both electronic technicians from Rio de Janeiro. Near their bodies, investigators found a notebook containing cryptic instructions, including one that read, "Be at the agreed place. Take capsules after the effect. Protect medals. Await signal. Mask." That's what it said. How weird
That's scary.
is that? Literally, the cryptic instructions read, "Be at the agreed place. Take capsules after the effect. Protect medals. Await signal. Mask." The circumstances of their deaths have never been fully explained. There were no signs of struggle or obvious external injuries, and toxicology testing at the time was limited, leaving questions about whether the men ingested substances that caused their death, although nothing obvious could be found. Some theories suggest they may have been conducting an experiment related to radiation or electronics, given their technical backgrounds. Others point to possible spiritual or paranormal motivations, as the 1960s in Brazil saw strong interest in UFO phenomena and metaphysical practices. Decades later, the lead masks case remains unsolved, one of Brazil's most enduring mysteries. The combination of matching attire, strange equipment, and cryptic notes continues to fascinate researchers, blending true crime with elements of folklore, the supernatural, and speculation.
What could that have been?
Very strange, am I right?
Lead
So
masks.
weird.
Very strange.
Protect the eyes
Protect the eye. Yeah, weird, right?
from the intense.
Wearing formal suits.
light.
So they were wearing full suits in the middle of nowhere on a hillside in Brazil, in a rural area.
Just did something.
Formal
past
suits,
The effects.
lead masks. What? That's weird, right?
Because it was like
So
take
weird.
capsules after effect.
Yeah. And also,
Stops.
who gave them that note?
Yeah.
What's
what
that
is
about?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Some kind of prank gone wrong.
I found my lino printings.
You found your line? Let's show me.
Yeah. Here's one of them.
That's an amazing turtle,
Here's-
Delilah.
Oh my
Here's-
God, that is.
Oh,
that
look
is
at the.
blo-
Oh, look, people can see
is
that on the
damn
camera.
It's
fine.
colored, and then I got another one done in green.
Beautiful.
That is
Another one
damn.
done.
For people that are listening on the radio, they're not watching on YouTube or Spotify. So so
loads.
Delilah, my cousin Delilah, is showing her lino prints of her turtle.
Here's
Very
some,
good.
Here's some. Here's
Exceeded
some
my
more.
expectation.
I was in my sketchbook.
I like how much you're sticking with the turtle theme. I'm a big fan of a
That's
turtle.
because I was doing it. It's from my world, so it's all about my world, and I was doing it on pollution.
Right.
So how my world's being ruined. How
Oh,
their world's being ruined.
how our world.
Yeah, how the
Your world,
and how the
theirs,
turtles' world's
ours,
being ruined.
And the turtles. Have you ever seen those really satisfying videos of people like getting turtles and they got all the barnacles on them and
Oh,
that, and you
yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah,
they
I have.
crunch them off?
I
Yeah.
saw quite a nasty one where it had a big
Oh.
straw in its nose.
Oh, I
and
saw it,
all
and it
down,
yanked
and
it
yeah,
out.
they had to pull it.
And it was
all
like,
That's
right out.
disgusting.
But then like a bit of blood
Yeah.
came out. But I was thinking like,
Poor
you know,
thing.
like when you
Quite a
get,
relief for the,
yeah, you know when you get like a splinter or you got something stuck in your teeth,
Yeah.
and then you finally get it out, and it's like, oh, it
It's
feels
like,
so
how
nice.
the hell would it get a full straw down its
That
nasal
poor
passage?
baby.
Very strange, isn't it?
Damn.
Very
Poor
strange
baby.
indeed. Very strange. I like the turtles. Save the turtles, ladies and gentlemen. Save the turtles.
Keep them safe.
Do you guys want to hear a disturbing tale? Oh, actually, before I say that, and I can't, do you know what? I genuinely didn't know this, and I think, you know how, like, serendipity works in life sometimes? You know what serendipity means, Delilah?
No.
Serendipity is like when you do something or you go somewhere, and then it turns out that it's almost like you did it for a reason, but you didn't realize what the reason was. So it could be like you travel somewhere, and then you bump into a really good friend of yours, or like your future husband, but you didn't even intend to meet them there. Do you know what I mean? Or like, and it's like it seems too good to be true.
That's fate.
So it's in that, and that's what makes it serendipitous.
There's some more quickly. Sorry.
That's a funny. That's quite Picasso of you.
It's my Picasso cubism one.
That's very Picasso of you. Very well done, Picasso.
All the ones I did were really big. They were about this big.
Right.
So those ones were my mini prints, and then I did a big one about like this big.
Right.
Huge turtle. It covered a whole big bag.
I wondered why they call you Picasso sometimes. But
you never seen me and Picasso in the same room.
I know that's what they say. You know, we talked a lot about Ed Gein last week.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen that since last week? Netflix has brought out like a trailer, and they're going to release like a full Ed Gein, like not a documentary, but what's it called? Like a docudrama?
Docu-series.
And it's like who's it? There's like a famous actor.
Like they did with the Monster series with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, and like they did with The Watcher.
I watched that.
And like they did with The Watcher.
I watched The Watcher.
So there's going to be like that. So it's
and
like
the Monsters by Lala Menendez story,
so
my favorite.
We're going to see all those lamps.
Yeah, so it's like a famous, they got like a famous actor playing Ed Gein, and it's literally like, I saw it like on like 3 or 4 days ago. They released it, and I thought, how strange is that? We talked about Ed Gein, and then I think it's like October 1st or something like that, or October 3rd.
Coming out.
They're bringing it out, so it's almost like we've actually, without meaning to, we've almost like given people a little run up, lead up to the show coming out.
And if you like that story, catch it on Netflix.
On Netflix, and you can see the whole story unwind in like a sort of a theatrical way.
I hope that poor actor's alright, because I know sometimes it can mess with your head doing those horrible roles.
I'm sure he'll be fine. Professional of his caliber, I'm sure he just slips in and out of it, no worries. A little bit like that surgeon, am I right? See what I did there? But I thought the makeup looked quite good though, like, because I think in real life he's probably quite like I think most ladies or gentlemen that are that way inclined would think that he's quite a handsome fella, but they've like given him like a bit of like a weird eye, and he's just quite like a good job of looking a bit creepy in the trailer, you know. So anyway, I'm looking forward to watching that, but I just thought like that's so strange.
I'll have to check that out. I hadn't seen it.
Creeps.
Yeah, I thought that sounded good, but I'm going to tell you a story about another convicted killer now. This one's the story's not quite as in depth as Ed Gein.
Have we got some spooky music?
You want me to get some up?
Yeah,
I'll get some spooky music if you, considering you asked me so nicely.
It's the ambience.
I have got
spooky ambiance.
I have got some more lovely Wheel of Fortune.
We'll do the Wheel of Fortune after this.
As our final.
Because we like, she likes getting her Debbie McGee on the go.
Old Debbie McGee.
You know, old Debbie McGee over here. All right, let's check on some spooky music. You ready? Think you can handle it? Oh. Spooky music.
It's nice to be in the studio and actually hear it.
Yeah.
This is what I have to hear. It's terrifying.
It traumatizes her. Poor young lady. Cool. I had a really bad nightmare the other night.
Did you?
What about?
Yeah. Do you know what? I can't remember in detail too much what it's about right now. I just know that I woke up about 3 times in the night, and I kept having nightmares.
You kept going back into the nightmare?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think they were like a bit different every time. The only thing I can like fully remember.
BFG didn't come to you.
Yeah. The BFG?
The BFG.
What, big friendly giant?
Big friendly giant that gives you good dreams.
But he's. Oh no, he didn't come to me.
He gives you good dreams.
I know. I got the big freaking.
You got the scary troll.
The big
ones.
C. The BCG. The big. Vaginal giant.
Big creepy giant.
Big creepy giant. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. The only thing I can remember, like concrete, was that I remember this one bit where it was like I was lying down, and then all of these like decayed hands like came up and were like grabbing me like that, and I could see all of their like rotten decaying hands, and they were like all like yellow and brown and black.
I never had a dream like that.
And they were all like grabbing me, and there was about like 4 or 5 on each side, and it was like ugh, they were like trying to like pin me down. In my dream I was like like fighting them and
Kinky.
That's a bit strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the tale of Samuel Little. Have you ever heard of the serial killer Samuel Little?
No, I haven't.
One of the things that's interesting about him was he was an insanely successful serial killer. What I mean is that he killed for many decades without even ever being under suspicion. In 2018, the FBI confirmed Samuel Little as the most prolific serial killer in American history, and that's saying something. Obviously, we talked about Ed Gein last week. We talked about Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer. We talked about what was that giant guy? We talked about Ed Kemper. Remember him? Edward Kemper.
Mr. Camper.
The one that was like 6'8" and he killed his mother and his grandmother or whatever it was. Samuel Litter is officially the most prolific serial killer in American history. He was born in 1940. He lived most of his life drifting across the United States of America, committing petty crimes and serving short prison sentences. But between 1970 and 2005, it's estimated that he murdered at least 93 women. 93. That's a hell of a lot.
God bless them poor girls.
93 women, many of whom were never even reported missing, and that's why he was so successful.
7 off 100.
Yep.
That would be a streak.
That's right.
Maybe it even was.
They think the reason that he was so successful is because he was very careful in the sort of women he targeted. He tended to target women on the margins of society. He picked sex workers. He picked heroin addicts.
Bit like
homeless
Jack
women.
the Ripper.
A little bit like Jack the Old Rippo. That's right. People, homeless women, addicts, sex workers. This made it easy for him to avoid detection for decades, literally 35 years, leaving behind victims that police departments often didn't prioritize. With him obviously moving from state to state as well, it was like, he was like a ghost in the wind. What shocked investigators when they finally caught him was not just the number of murders that Little was responsible for, but Little's memory. From inside his prison cell, despite the fact that it was, some of the people, it had been 35 years since he'd killed him, he drew detailed portraits of dozens of the victims, using only his photographic memory. It seemed that he had an insane memory. He could remember with photo-like precision the faces of all the women he had killed, even though in some cases it had been many decades since he killed them, and he'd only met them once. The once. Very interesting. The FBI released more than 30 of these haunting sketches in the hopes of identifying them, and several have since been linked to real unsolved cases across the entirety of the United States. Despite being convicted for only a few murders officially, investigators believe that all 93 of his confessions are in fact credible. His ability to recall faces, names, and destinations stunned even veteran police detectives. Samuel Little died in prison in 2020 at the age of 80. His case remains one of the most chilling examples of how someone can kill for decades in plain sight without being caught. His drawings, eerie, personal, and disturbingly accurate, continue to solve cold cases and bring long overdue closure to grieving families of women that have long since been murdered.
Damn.
He's a scary fella.
Crazy, right?
Know how
I
he
would
murdered
not
them?
want to meet him.
I don't know, actually.
Probably not as crazy and weird as Mr. Gein.
Maybe not, no.
But just had the joy.
He does look quite like a demented individual. If you look up a picture of Samuel Little, the murderer, he's got those cold, dead eyes. You wouldn't want to turn your back on him in a small room, let's put it that way. He's got the cold, dead eyes of a serial killer. A little bit like Mr. Gein. Like Mr. Gein.
Oh,
that's scary.
Samuel Little?
Yeah, Samuel Little.
Liddle?
I don't. Yeah.
Little, all that little,
like little, like a little child.
Little.
Not like the supermarket.
No, not like Little, the supermarket where you can get a fine almond croissant.
The grocery store.
The groceries, that's right. No.
It looks a bit like Mike Tyson.
Do you reckon?
On one of the photos.
But a little bit more.
Like Mike Tyson's dad.
Mike Tyson's more creepy dad. Because Mike's just more Mike seems like a pretty nice guy as long as you don't, get on the wrong side of him.
That's probably what this guy was too. If he went away with it so long.
I'm not too convinced on his portraits.
No?
Let's see.
That's my level of art. Yeah, I mean,
they're good. They probably do represent them quite well, but oh my God.
I don't think Josh is up for any competition. Let's put it that way.
It's good doing it by memory, but I wouldn't say he's got the best artistic
Yeah,
skills.
I think whoever wrote that
Didn't look at the picture.
exaggerate a little bit, you know.
Or they just draw stick people. So that's good. That's art to them.
Everything is relative.
Yeah.
As they say, everything is relative. Have you guys ever heard the story of Benjamin Guggenheim?
No.
He's quite a G.
You know about so many different serial killers.
He's not a serial killer, Benjamin
Is he
Guggenheim.
not?
I wouldn't refer to a serial killer as a G because I feel like that would be disrespectful to his.
True, I forgot about that part.
But yeah, he was a man that died on the Titanic.
Oh, okay.
But he basically gave his life like a hero. So
Definitely not a serial killer.
you can see a picture of him as well if you want. Benjamin Guggenheim, spelled Guggenheim. So he was a Titanic passenger and millionaire who died in the Titanic in 1910. There was a space for him on a lifeboat, but he refused his space, reportedly asking a steward to inform his family that, and I quote, "Tell my family I played the game straight to the end, and that no woman or child was left on board this ship because Ben Guggenheim was a coward." So he gave his space away to all the women and the kids, even though they kept saying, "Look, get on the lifeboats," and he was like, "No, get all these women and kids on." He ended up dying,
God
even though
bless
he
his
could have
soul.
lived, because he wanted to save as many women and children as possible. So Benjamin
Good
Guggenheim,
way to go.
you're a friend of the pod. The world needs more men like you, sir. You are a good man.
God bless you. Come from a woman like me and a mother.
That's
I
right.
thank you.
That's right. God bless you, Benjamin Guggenheim. We hope that you are right now in heaven, doing whatever is heavenly to you.
Dancing with Delilah.
Dancing with, Delilah's still
Well,
alive.
I'm still here, but
All the other Delilahs out
but
there.
Delilah's
when
mum
I
was
get
called
up,
Delilah.
When I get
She's
up there,
Delilah
I will-
Jr.
Yeah, when I get up there,
You will dance.
I'll dance.
You'll
with
give
you.
him first dibs on the dance.
Yeah.
What will you dance with him to? What song?
At last.
What song's that?
Love has come along.
I don't know that song. What song's that?
Do you know? I don't think I know. I think it's just called At Last. I don't
Who's it
really know the
by?
name.
You don't
I
know?
have no clue who it's by.
Oh,
but-
that's gonna bug me now. I want to
but
know what.
Search it up on YouTube. On the YouTube. It'll
Search it
probably
up
come
on the
up.
tubes.
If you search up At Last, it'll probably come up.
Okie dokie.
At last, my love has come along. Do you not know it?
I don't.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't. I can tell you about a. We were talking earlier on about the pitfalls of AI. I can tell you something cool that AI have done recently.
Yeah.
And I think this is where AI shines, right? Scientists studying sperm whales in the Caribbean have recently uncovered an extraordinary breakthrough. Using AI, they have found out that sperm whales use the phonetic alphabet with their vocalizations.
Oh my God.
Do you not think that is crazy?
That's crazy.
For decades, researchers believe sperm whales use just 21 types of rhythmic clicks called codas. But with the help of AI, almost 9,000 recordings revealed 156 distinct coders, built from smaller sound units that function like phonemes in human speech. These
Do you mean phonemes?
phonemes in human
Phonemes.
speech. These coders can vary in tempo, rhythm, and even musical-like ornamentation, allowing whales to combine them in countless ways. It's the strongest evidence yet that sperm whales possess a combinatorial communication process, one of the foundations of human language. Living in multi-generational families and dive into depths of 3,000 meters, and coordinating complex group behavior, sperm whales depend on these vocal structures to survive and socialize.
It'd be cool if they can actually translate them with the AI next.
I think we're close, man.
Oh my God.
The Cetacean Translation Initiative,
Oh, cool.
the CTI behind the study, calls this the first building blocks of whale language. What comes next could change how humanity relates to these giants forever, because we're getting to a point now where it's within the next couple of years we could potentially communicate with whales
That's so cool.
That's crazy.
using the power of AI. Now that's what AI should be used for, to talk to the sperm whales.
Yeah.
Screw everything else. I want to talk to the sperm whales.
Yeah.
You know,
Get closer to nature.
get closer to nature and talk to the sperm whales. The idea that they could use AI to talk to sperm whales, to me is crazy. Like, you know how like on Google you can put in like English to Spanish, and then you just type in whatever you want in English,
Google Translate,
and it shows you, and then you could even press the little like speech button and it'll say it out loud. Imagine if we could like put like a little speaker under the water and do that with like sperm whale.
We want to communicate with you.
Yeah, we
like
figured out how to
Charlie
communicate.
and the Chance of Meatballs with his monkey.
What?
Charlie and the Chance of Meatballs, you know that
I have
film?
no idea what you're referring to.
There's a little cartoon called Charlie and the Chance of Meatballs, and he's got a little monkey, and he's got a translator.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's what I'm thinking of.
There you go.
You guys both
One
don't
for
know
the
what I'm on
youths.
about, but
Sometimes we don't need
it's
to.
worth checking it out.
Yeah, we don't need to always know what you're on about, Delilah. That sounds cool though. But I love that. And then the idea that the sperm whale would like be like, whoa. And then because they're so intelligent, they have the largest brain of any animal. Do you know that, sperm whales? Even though the blue whale is bigger, the sperm whale has the largest brain in the animal kingdom. And then they could just say something back, and you could just press a button, translate, and it's like, "Hi, humans. We are the sperm whales. Nice to finally communicate."
I wonder what they would say. Probably that.
Man, I'm intrigued to hear what they would say.
Yeah.
Like, do you reckon they'd say like,
Whether there'd be more like wherever their language is like more like concepts, like bigger like thoughts rather than like specific things. You know what I mean? Like humans help not kill or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like
do you know what? I would go out on a limb and say I reckon it would be like more like ours. Because I think, the fact that they say, they communicate so in depth with each other.
like intricately with all those different sounds.
And they
stuff.
demonstrate so much intelligence in other ways that I don't feel like it's too much of a stretch. Do you remember like I showed you that clip, Raymond?
Was it the wallet?
It's the killer whales.
Oh, yeah.
And scientists try to teach the killer whales English. And the only thing that was really stopping them was that their vocal cords couldn't fully make out the sounds. So they could kind of do it, and I'll get up the sounds now because you can listen to it, but you can hear that the killer whale is actively trying to repeat what the woman's saying. Now, what we don't know is if the killer whale actually obviously understands what she's saying, or if it's just simply mimicking her, a bit like a bird. But I still think it's a fascinating clip.
Polly is a pretty parrot.
Exactly. Talking like a human. So let's listen to this. Quite funny that we've just been listening to that creepy music for a while. So listen to this, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the sound of an orca whale saying bye-bye. Can you believe that? Researchers have found the whales to be able to imitate human words and names. That's a whale blowing a raspberry.
I thought it was farting.
That's a whale saying Amy.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
That sounds like me trying to get out of bed in the morning.
1, 2. 1, 2. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Man, I love that video.
That's so cool.
I love the whales.
They just sound like me trying to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. Just that. Just farting all over the shop.
All of it. And a little screech here and there.
Yeah, so you need to switch up the diet. Just a little bit less homemade bread. Maybe get some meat and some raspberries in you or something,
Yeah, maybe. A little bit less gluten.
Maybe a little bit less gluten, yeah. Have you guys ever heard about Elsbeth Beard? Sounds like the sort of name I'd make up, but it's not actually made up.
Like Elizabeth?
Well, apparently her name's Elspeth. But that's got to be like a...
Precursor to Elizabeth.
Yeah, or maybe not a precursor, but like a bastardization of Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was a little bit edgy and a bit lazy, so they're like, Elizabeth is a bit of a mouthful. We're just going to call her Elsbeth. But yeah, Elsbeth Beard was the very first Englishwoman to circumnavigate the world on a motorbike, traveling 35,000 miles on her BMW R66.
Oh, nice.
The journey took her 2 years, from 1982 to 1984. She looks like a cool woman as well. Yeah, it looks like a cool lady. If you want to look up Elspeth Beard, so Elspeth spelled Elspeth, and then Beard spelled like a man's beard. She was born in 1959. I said became the first English woman to circumnavigate the globe. She embarked on a 35,000-mile journey in 1982 and came back home in 1984 on her BMW R66. She started in London. She rode across North America, Australia, Asia, and back across Europe, navigating diverse terrains and navigating diverse cultures, facing mechanical breakdowns, harsh weather, and societal skepticism towards the solo female traveler. Her determination and resourcefulness marked a historic achievement in motorcycling. At the age of 23, Beard's journey was self-funded, relying on savings and occasional work. She had no sponsors. She documented her travels, later publishing Lone Rider in 2017.
I was going to say, I hope there's a book, because I want to read that.
Yep, she released in 2017, Lone Rider, documenting her travels. Her feat, initially overlooked, has more recently gained recognition, cementing her legacy as a trailblazing female motorcyclist who defied expectations and redefined possibilities. She's a cool-looking lady, man. Dare I say she's an attractive-looking lady, you know? And she looks cool. Man. I've got a picture of her here back in the 80s on her BMW motorbike.
What's she called again, man?
Elspeth Beard. So Elspeth, first name, last name Beard. As in, my golly, what a nice beard you have.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome, Delilah.
I have been working on it.
Oh, she's cool.
And got a bit more work to go. Yeah, she looks cool, doesn't she, right?
Yeah, BMW 600.
I like her style as well.
Old. I'm going around the world. Wish I did that when I was 23 on a motorcycle.
600cc BMW.
Mm-hmm. That'll take you around the world.
Take you all the way around the world. Good thing about a bike as well is, especially in those days when they were solely mechanical and not electronic like a lot of them are.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot that can go wrong.
Yeah, and if it goes wrong, you can fix it.
Yeah, you can fix it pretty easy. I remember my Uncle Dom telling me that, like, bikes are way easier to maintain than cars. And I guess it makes sense. You know, less variables.
It's a lot smaller.
Less moving parts, you know. A lot smaller, you're right. Yeah. That's right.
Only 2 wheels.
That's right, only 2 wheels. It's very, very astute observation there.
Well,
not
thank
4.
you.
Not 4, not 3,
but
2. Yeah.
My tires on my new car are about the same size as motorbikes.
You got a new car, haven't you?
Itty bitty.
Yeah. She's called
Toyota Ego.
She's called Roku.
And she's pink.
She's beautiful.
She's pink Roku.
She's
so
a
pretty.
little sporty Ego.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I love her.
And her name's Roku?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Is that something to do with the license plate?
Yeah.
I remember you telling me now.
Yeah.
What was your last car?
My last car was called Carlos, and it was a Corsa, a black one.
Right. Have you got a name for your car, Drew?
Coops.
Just Coops.
Coops.
Just straight up Coops.
Coops.
It's a Cupra.
Coops.
So you call it Coops.
Yeah, man.
Fair play.
Nice and simple.
Cooper.
But
Nice
I
and
quite
simple.
like the name Coops as well.
Yeah,
Like,
Coops.
it's like
Coops like Cooper or just Coops?
I like the name that it's Cooper. Because I thought that it's Cooper.
It's a
Yeah.
Cooper.
I like the idea that
Cupra.
you know, obviously you call it because it's a Cupra.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that since
Cooper the Cooper.
it's Cooper. Yeah, Cooper. It's a bit like when you used to have that, Hector the projector.
Ah, yeah. I know what you're saying.
At home as well, I got Colin the colander.
Cooper the Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
We got Colin the colander at home as well.
Ah, nice,
You know, if you're
man.
like you want to drain something, I say, can you get out Colin, please?
Yeah.
Get out Colin the colander.
Yeah,
Hector
I
the
like
projector.
naming your cars. I think that's cool. I remember my old Golf that I had, the
Yeah.
Golf Estate, that was Workhorse.
Oh,
because
yeah.
It was just like an old
It
workhorse.
was an old workhorse, yeah.
And then that black Honda I had, we called it Shadow.
What, the one you still got?
I ain't got that no more.
What happened to it?
Oh, man. And I'll tell you what Mega's mama did to that car.
You did not.
Yeah, we lent her it because like we weren't using it that much and stuff, and there's this really small little kind of.
Do you know what? I remember you telling me, actually,
Yeah.
that she was borrowing it, but you didn't tell me she did anything to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I think that's
so
as far in the
there's-
story as we got.
It's actually in Ludlow. There's the only one remaining entrance to the castle grounds that was round the outer wall of the whole town.
Right.
And there's only one left, and it's a very small like little tunnel thing that you got to go
Right,
through.
I'm
So
with
it's
you.
very thin for the cars. You got to be super careful going through. You'll clip your tires and stuff like that. She went up the hill too fast, just tried to go straight on through there too fast, and just took the whole left side of the car, like wing mirror off, and a huge scratch down both doors.
So you just read
And
it off?
I can't be bothered to fix that and stuff. So, and getting old, and we weren't really using it. So yeah, I read it off, man.
I bet she felt so bad about that.
Yeah, it was naughty. That was. I was quite.
Were you a
upset.
little bit like, about that?
I said, you got to put a new door on there, please. And then it was going to be a really long wait and stuff, and we weren't really using it.
So
I
did you
said,
sell it for scrap?
Yeah, I just scrapped it, man.
Just scrapped it?
Just see you later.
Did you get much for it?
Shadow. No, I got 150 pounds.
Oh, man. That's pretty brutal. You think, like, still so many, like, parts to that car.
Yeah, man, that's it.
That
and
worked
I spent a lot of money on that car over the years, keeping it running healthy.
I remember one thing that my father-in-law always tells me, and I don't know if, this, right, warning for what I'm about to say, folks. I don't think this isn't really offensive, but, and we're getting later on at night for all those people listening later on the radio, but he always says, tits and tires. He says 2 things that'll make you go bald and will drain your wallet.
Yeah.
He says tits and tires. If you're like your car, 1 minute's fine, next minute you've got to spend £1,000 bill.
Exactly
£500.
the same for a woman.
Yeah.
1 minute is fine, and next minute,
Next
you
minute is
spend
fine.
£1,000.
The next minute, if you don't spend £500 quick, she is not going to be happy. You got to book that holiday.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
got to book that nice fancy meal. You got to take them on a nice weekend away, or they might get cranky.
In my
That's
poor
it.
daddy's life, he had to do both at the same time because my mama broke her car Wayne Mooney, and by putting in the wrong petrol.
She put like diesel in?
I think it was a diesel, and she put petrol in it.
That's quite
And
an error
had
there.
3 little kids in the back, and then went to drive away and realized.
How did she manage that?
No clue.
It's quite simple. The black is diesel,
Yeah.
the green is petrol.
But she
Yeah, so
ruined
many
Wayne
people do
Mooney. She ruined
Well,
Wayne
not
Mooney.
it blew up the engine,
Yeah.
destroyed the engine.
Yeah, poor
Yeah.
car.
Gotta stop it
Wayne
quick.
Mooney?
Yeah, Wayne
Why
Mooney.
was it called Wayne? I'm assuming it's because of Wayne Rooney. But
yeah,
what led to Wayne
so,
Mooney?
So my brothers named it Wayne Mooney because the registration had an MOO or whatever it was. So
Right.
it had Moo, and
Oh.
so they did Wayne Mooney.
All
Car
right.
before that was Fred, and she regretted getting rid of him.
Really? What car was it? Can you remember?
No clue, but it was a big one with 7-seater with a little TV in it.
Oh, nice.
Really?
It was
What, like a
lovely.
BMW 7 Series or something?
No clue. It was when I was really little.
Mercedes S-Class?
I was like 5. I don't remember.
It was a big 7-seater with a TV in it?
Yeah.
A big crash.
Well, it was like a 7-seat with the ones that you put the seats up in the back and then you put them down.
Yeah,
not
what, the
always
7
up.
seats, so you can put the 2 seats at the back,
Yeah, in
either
the boot.
flat or
Yeah.
a Range Rover maybe?
It wasn't a Range Rover, I know that for sure.
Was it like an SUV or a saloon?
I don't know what that means.
Right. Was it like a big, tall, boxy car, or was it like a long, lower to the ground car?
Like a normal family car.
Probably like a saloon. I
Yeah.
think. Don't you reckon she means like
yeah,
a
like
family
a people
car?
carrier.
Or like a people carrier?
It was like a very light family car,
I'd say that's
like
more
a what
like
you go
people
down to
carrier.
You
Asda
reckon?
and you see
Yeah.
like their
Like a
all your
Ford
family
Galaxy
there.
or like a the Fiat Ulysses.
I'm just thinking if it had a TV in it, it's quite fancy.
Oh yes.
Do you know
It
what I
was
mean?
like
Or
one of the
Chrysler.
old ones. This was
Chrysler's
like
maybe.
They're like more
2010.
American.
This was like 2010. It had one of the old ones in the roof like that.
Oh wow.
In the roof?
Yeah.
A TV came down in the roof?
Yeah, it was like that, and it
That's
came
a
down
fancy
like
car
that.
for 2000.
I'm intrigued. Can
Yeah.
you find that?
Yeah, for
I
next
no
time
doubt-
you come in, you
I
got to ask
can't
your
figure
mama.
out.
You gotta
Ask your mama and your
daddy.
papa. Ask your mama and your
Say, what
papa.
car was that?
What car was
Seven-seater.
that you regret getting rid
George or
of?
whatever.
What was
Oh.
his name you said?
Fred.
Fred.
That's it.
Fred, and then
What
and
was
then
Fred?
Wayne Mooney was a different version of it, but obviously
Oh,
a
okay.
less better version. And now
Well,
she's got a
to be
nice
fair,
little
it doesn't sound
Vauxhall.
like it did anything wrong.
Mm.
Now she's got a Vauxhall Insignia that she's had for years, as
Does
far
she
as
like
I
that?
can remember. Yeah, she loves it, and now it's starting to break, so she's getting quite upset.
Oh, sad times, man. I remember Josh's mom. Obviously, our good friend Zeus Ward the Gold, who's been on the pod before. We need to get him back on again soon. Obviously, Bullwinkle's older brother. I remember Dawn, Josh and Bullwinkle's mom, telling me once that she went to the fuel station. She said she was so deep in thought, she accidentally started to put the wrong fuel in her car, but she realized after about like 3 seconds, was like,
Yeah.
put it back, filled up the rest of the tank with the correct stuff. And she said she was just hoping that the engine was going to be okay. And she said that it drove real dodgy for about 10 minutes, but then luckily after that it was okay.
Yeah.
She said
That's
it was
what
like
happened with my
choking
mama.
and like,
Yeah.
but then after like 10 minutes it obviously like it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
That where it was like diluted
Oh.
with enough like of the fuel that
I'm
it's supposed to have.
surprised that I've never done that. It's something I've never done, but I've had diesel and petrol cars.
I'm really.
It's exactly what happened to my mama, and it's because she was too used to her old car that she forgot.
So she had like a petrol car before, or whatever,
forgot, and
or vice versa.
Yeah, and she filled it up all the way, and then once she drove about a meter, not even that, and then she was like, "Oh, I just put the wrong one in." And had to call,
as I said,
call my granddaddy.
I'm so glad that they have the different colors because I just love how like it's very foolproof.
I swear,
green petrol,
I
black
swear
diesel.
one of them you can't actually put in the wrong one. I don't think you can put a diesel in the petrol.
Really?
Because it's actually
the nozzle.
the
different?
nozzle is bigger.
I've never noticed that.
And I think the petrol nozzle is smaller and the diesel nozzle is bigger.
That would kind of make sense because you don't really get like a petrol lorry. Do you know what I mean? You get a diesel lorry, but you can also get like a diesel little hatchback. But nowadays you associate petrols more with, say, like either like sports cars or like little hatchbacks.
I always find it funny when you see like a big SUV or something and it's still petrol.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
I know what I mean.
I don't get how I'm supposed to know.
They're more
what
like 15, 20 years old nowadays, though, aren't they? You know, you'll see like a big BMW X5, like 5-liter V8 petrol.
Yeah,
and they're
like,
gas.
what?
They're like 18 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know what goes in your car?
It'll say on the documentation.
And it'll also say on the inside of the petrol cap a lot of the time.
It does a lot of the time, yeah. Especially,
I should probably have a look at that.
It's more like an increasingly frequent thing nowadays. They'll say, I love it when you like get like a hire car if you're like on holiday or whatever, and usually actually just says it like, even if it's just like laminate and someone's like stuck it down on some laminate like petrol, and you're like, thank you, sir. Saves me a lot of like having to dig into this now.
Yeah.
You know?
I should probably take a look because I have no idea. My car came to me with a full engine, but I've been out driving quite a bit and it's starting to get low.
I can imagine it's a petrol.
Probably. I think I remember something like that being said.
Little Ago. I don't know if they do those in diesels.
I reckon it's probably a little petrol.
Didn't
you say it's like a 1 liter?
Something small, yeah.
It's just like a little 1 liter petrol.
Yeah, something small.
It's crazy. Some of those little like 1.2s that have a turbo on, and they're like pretty nippy, man. I remember my
because I rev it so much.
Yeah, she's got a little. She had a little Citroen something.
Oh yeah,
Citroen C2 or something, and that was like 1.2, but it was like had some beans, and now they got this little Peugeot. What's a 1 liter? And it's a full estate car, but it's only 1 liter, and it's got some beans as well.
What they tend to do nowadays, isn't it, is that they'll like keep the engines down to like a 1.2, 1.4, but then they'll just put a huge turbo on it. Yeah. So like my Uncle Dom, he's got like one of his cars at the moment. He's got like a Suzuki Swift.
Oh yeah.
But it's like a 1.4 liter turbo, and yeah, man, it goes.
Yeah,
it goes. It's a nippy little thing, you know. If you want to drive around country lanes and stuff like that, great little vehicle.
Because it almost feels like you're going faster than you are. That like lower speed, just
and because it's so small, you can like park it anywhere. You know, nothing to worry about. He's also in very typical Dom fashion. He's got this like he imported this like massive Ford Saloon X like police car.
Oh yeah.
That is like used to be like a detective's like undercover car. And it's like a big Ford, like a 5 liter V8 like Ford Saloon.
Yeah.
So he's got like opposite ends.
I love how many different cars your Uncle Dom's had, man. I remember going around and seeing the Mustang
and all the bikes and stuff. He's recently sold all of his bikes.
All of his bikes.
Every single one, and he's bought himself. I think he bought himself one new bike. And it's like this like 1980 Suzuki or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
I'm annoyed I never saw those bikes, man. I wanted to go over and see the BMW
man.
S1000.
It's a shame he didn't because he had two nice BMWs. He had the Suzuki B King, fastest ever production road bike ever made. He had Suzuki Bandit. I don't think he had anything under 1,000 cc. They were all like 1250 cc, 1200 cc, 1000 cc. Do you know what I mean? Like crazy bikes. But yeah, he's gone back. He said he wanted to go back to basics because he said he had all these like quite techie BMW bikes for a few years.
S1000 is a nice bike.
And he said they were really good, but the electronics sometimes would fail and they'd annoy him.
Yeah.
And he said, and like the BMW garages were like annoying him because he'd be like, well, you know, I bought this like a few months ago, and they'd be like trying to give him this big bill, and he'd be like, I bought this brand new bike. Yeah. And you're trying to give me a bill?
Yeah, because
like
your electronics ain't working properly.
I'm paying for like an executive motorbike here.
Yeah. And
can't even last me 3 months, and then you want to give me this like multiple £100 bill? He was like, screw this, you can have your bike freaking back. I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to get myself an old school like 1987 freaking Suzuki. So he's got himself like a proper like bare bones, like the kind of bike he would have like rode when he first got in biking.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And he's like, apparently he's just loving that, you know, because he's...
I find that, like, some of your first bikes, like my first bike, FZR 600 Yamaha, like, I've had different bikes since then, and more modern bikes and stuff.
But that was your favorite?
Yeah. And
was that the orange one?
No, my very first one was like white. It was like a white sports bike, but like old, like 1980s, I think it was about 1991.
Right.
But it was like a really nice old, like one of the first sports bikes, but really nice Yamaha. And I don't know, I just enjoyed that so much. I haven't, like, any other one I've ridden hasn't felt the same, you know. And that was like my first proper bike.
Right, yeah, man. Just back to basics sometimes.
I think your body remembers. It's like that freedom of just like
man.
Opening the throttle and going and stuff. And
it's just like a steel horse.
Yeah.
On a steel horse,
and that was simple.
Ride.
That had no electronics, no nothing. It was just simple,
throttle.
Like throttle
and brakes.
Engine.
Yeah, throttle, engine, brakes. That's what you want, man.
That's all you need.
That's all you want, just like a steel horse. Yeah.
And I put my own exhaust pipe on there, and it was slip on the back. And
he likes
a little bit of customization.
He always buys those Remus pipes.
Oh yeah, Remus.
Yeah, those Remus. He likes them. I know that. And he always gets himself personalized number plates as well. So I know that his Suzuki car says Dom 007 on it. That's so funny, isn't it? Dom B 007. So if you see that around, you know who that is. My good old Uncle Dom. Well, I think we're gonna have to wrap up the pod in a second, but I did want to say, just to show, what's the word I'm looking for, like solidarity with what I believe is good in the world. Wanted to, and I'm sure you'll agree, Deputy Raymond, wanted to say rest in peace to Charlie Kirk.
Oh, man, yeah.
Because I think anytime you're living in, like, what's supposedly supposed to be, like, a diplomatic, democratic, free country, and you're getting literally killed in public, assassinated, murdered, let's call it what it is, murdered, just for having an opinion that some people may or may not like, I think it's a sad day. I think that's a sad day for society. That's not the way we as human beings should handle things. There's many things over the years I've heard from people, from whether it be in this country, face-to-face, or, watching on telly, hearing online, many things that I've disagreed with, as we all do. But I don't think I have a right to take that person's life. And I think we have to remember that even if we don't agree with certain people, the main thing is that we're all trying to do our best, and that we, at least hopefully, we think that we're doing what's right. And then we can talk to each other,
respectfully,
debate each other respectfully, and then see if our ideas stand up to scrutiny. If your ideas, if they're poked hole in your argument, can it still, is it a house made on a straw foundation, or does it actually hold any weight? And I think it's a sad day when you see a lot of people online trying to defend the assassination, the murder. It makes me feel sad.
Got a little girl at home without her daddy.
That's right. 2 little kids and a wife. On all accounts, it seemed like the wife said, it was the love of her life. He was a great husband, a great father, a man that took his responsibility as a husband and a father.
Just very traditional.
Yeah, very traditional. And I think the sad thing is, in the modern day, a lot of people just don't like you just for that. If you just say you're like a Christian that just takes your role as a father and a husband seriously, sometimes even that's enough to like rile up some people. Why? I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me. But and a lot of people are like taking his quotes out of context now online and saying this. But I think anybody that actually looks into those quotes in context, you can see that actually he was a very respectful man. Seemed like a very cordial and decent man, and had actually very cordial and decent conversations even with people that he disagreed with. Of course, there were times where people were aggressive to him, and then he might, get a bit riled up back. But which person doesn't do that? If you're
always stand up for yourself.
That's right, and it's important to stand up for yourself. So I just want to say rest in peace to that young man. He was younger than us, man. 31 years old. 4 years.
Not quite as young as me.
Not quite as young as you, Cousin Delilah, no. But 4 years younger than me and Raymond over here. And I think that, it's a dark day. Obviously, we had the 2 assassination attempts of Trump. which, people shouldn't be trying to assassinate people,
Full stop.
It's a full stop. You shouldn't be trying to murder people just because you disagree with them. I wouldn't try, and I don't like Keir Starmer. I ain't planning to shoot the man. I want democracy and diplomacy to
Prevail.
to prevail in a just way. I think the day that we, it's like, I listened to a thing with Jocko Willink, Jocko, Navy SEAL. We were talking at the beginning of the show about Navy SEALs because we were talking about Terminal List. So Jocko put out a real good thing on his channel, and I really recommend anyone goes listens to it. It's called something like, what's it called? You'll see it. It's about 28 minutes long. It's on Jocko's Spotify or YouTube. Go look it up, the Jocko Willink podcast. And he's basically saying that even as special forces, there are certain rules you have to abide by, even in enemy territory. So he was saying that even if you deem somebody hostile and you're in enemy territory, even when he was an active Navy SEAL commander, you can't just open fire on people. Even if they're classified as hostile, until they show aggression to you, you don't have authority, even as special forces, to do that. So the audacity that you in your own country think that you have the right to shoot and kill somebody else, when even special forces in hostile territory can't do that against people that are a danger to you and maybe your countrymen. The fact that you think that you might have the right to do that, or you think that you even have the right to defend somebody that did that, is inexcusable. It's not on. And we need to change this way of thinking hard, and we have to do it fast. And because it's the only way that this...
There's going to be a lot more killing.
That's right. And, let's hope that this is the last case of its kind, because let's face it, if this carries on, it's only going to get worse. And what happens when the other party, the other side of the fence, then decides that they've had enough and it erupts into civil war? And nobody wants that. But I tell you what, that would be so defeating ultimately for the people that are currently defending it. This action, the murder, and the kind of people that are carrying out those things. Because let's make no mistake about it, the people that are currently saying these things are atrocious and pushing for these things not to happen again are the ones that you don't want to go to war with. Those people, because there are people like Jocko Willink, there are people like Pat McNamara. These are the decent people that are saying these things are not on. And if you're some loon out there that's defending this type of action, you don't want to go to war with men like that, because they will clean up shop real quick. Watch Terminal List. Watch Reacher, that'll be you. So we don't want it to come to that. We want it to be, as I said, democratic, diplomatic, freedom of speech, debate, debate, a friendly debate, live and let live. Agree to disagree.
Death penalty?
Well, death penalty.
It was in a state where
in Utah. Utah has the death penalty.
Yeah.
I think he probably will have the death penalty.
I hope so.
And I think it is. Yeah, I think a little bit, because funnily enough, we were talking about that last week, weren't we? I think that in this case it's justified, and I also think that we need. I think especially considering so many people are trying to defend it, I think it needs to send the Western world needs to send a clear message that this is not on and this will not stand. And people that out there that are maybe contemplating doing something similar need to know that their life will be taken from them if they try and kill someone else.
All I think is that they need to stop sharing the video around, because there's a video of that man's life being taken, and his poor daughters are going to have to see that one day.
I did.
I think that's just a horrible thing.
Times,
I think that's a horrible thing that's going around, and I know it happens a lot with a lot of different people and a lot of people in the spotlight. For example, with Liam Payne, his dead body was surfacing around everywhere, and his little boy is 7 years old and is going to have to see that one day. Yeah,
that is brutal. I did share it on the PB stories when it first happened, and I agree with you that it's brutal, but I felt like it was important to wake up to the graphic reality of it. So as much as it upset me looking at it, and it shocked me, because I'm not going to lie, it did kind of shock me. I was kind of in shock for the rest of the evening, man. Yeah. And even just the fact that it happened, it shocked me. And even the fact that, say, like the recklessness, like there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people in that audience. A lot of them college kids, all sorts of people.
It was on a college campus, wasn't it?
And it would have it could have been very easy for that bullet to hit somebody else as well. So the recklessness of that is unfathomable. I think one of the most so I did share it. I agree with you that I think it cuts to a point where people should stop sharing it. But I think at first I thought it was, sometimes in life, we were talking earlier about hunting and civilization and the food chain and stuff. Sometimes it's important to wake up to the harsh reality of things. And I think even though it's a shocking video, I thought it was worth sharing initially. Because I think people should be shocked by it. But one of the most heartbreaking things I heard about it, did you hear that when the gunshot went off, because his daughter and his wife were near, apparently his daughter naturally went to run. When you hear something scary, your child hears something scary, they naturally run to the dad. And apparently the kid naturally, out of instinct, did that, obviously not knowing that the sound that she heard was her father being shot. As a father myself, that breaks my heart, man. And to think that the mom, Erica Kirk, had to somehow explain to her daughter and her son what had happened.
And there's no coming back from that.
That's
just a change in their life forever now.
And I can imagine those kids there. I can imagine there hasn't been a day since last week
that's not felt real,
that they haven't cried over that. And that breaks my heart too. And yeah, it's just it's an atrocious thing. It's awful. Let's hope it's the last thing of its kind to happen. I don't want the West to fall into like some civil war, and I think we need to bring back respectful conversation,
it's
respectful
getting closer
debate.
Every day, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Any thoughts, Delilah?
No, I don't really have much comments on this subject.
Yeah,
I don't really know much about it, so I wouldn't know anything. All I know is that I don't think murder's very good, but
well, I think that's a commendable
I don't really
thing
know
to say.
either side of any of the stories, so I just kind of stay silent because
Well,
I
I
don't
think-
have any opinion on it.
Well, I think, at least you do that, and at least you're willing to admit that, because I see a lot of people.
I just know that his poor daughter shouldn't have had to see that and shouldn't have to see his body going around.
Well, I think a lot of people could learn from you, Delilah, because I think a lot of people sprout a lot of nonsense without even knowing what they're on about. And I think that's a danger in itself, a danger of social media, etc. But, yeah, awful. But anyway, just wanted to finish that. And just, show solidarity for what I think is like good in the world, And I think, if you're listening to this and maybe, hopefully you're agreeing with my sentiment. If not, that's your right. But I would encourage you to go and watch footage of Charlie Kirk's debates and talks in the past. Unedited, the unedited ones, not ones that are just thrown out by hard left sites or whatever. And you tell me if you think that was a man that deserved to die, because I don't see how anyone in their right mind could. I saw videos of him debating trans rights people, and he was talking to them. Even though he disagreed with them, he was very, very polite to them. Very polite and decent to them. Always, everybody that he didn't agree with, he always seemed very polite, And as I said, he'd give it a little bit of back and forth. People would start being rude to him, but that's natural. But, yeah, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Man, sad day for the West. Let's hope we all learn our lesson for this. Murder's not the way, people. Murder's not the way. We'll be back next week for another PB. Until then, stay safe, people. We hope that we all got a bright future ahead of us, hopefully. So, yeah, until next time. Ciao for now. You are a friend of the pod. And if you don't already, please go give us a follow on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, all that good stuff. Just type in Pandora's Box Podcast. Please give us, a like, comment, all that good stuff. If you want to send us any stories for us to read on the pod, we will do so if they're funny and engaging. Anything you want us to talk about, let us know. And yeah, ciao for now, compadre.
Ciao for now.